she's passionate about telling stories of amazing women who are rocking the world and empowering women to live, love, and thrive. Here's your host, Katherine Gray.
Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to the party. I say a party because of who my guest is today. And, every week we have on amazing women at 360 Karma's Live, Love, Thrive Women's Empowerment Hour. And today is no different. I want you to give a warm welcome to my friend. She's not only an actress and a writer, but she has reinvented herself and is one of the leading jewelry designers in Los Angeles. Please welcome Minda Burr. Hi, Minda.
Oh, thank you, Katherine. Thank you for having me. You know, you're one of my favorite people in the world.
Oh, my God.
I love you.
Well, back at you. We are so fortunate that our paths have crossed, and we are both like super connectors, and we enjoy that. And so put us together and woo, fire.
I know, right? We always have a good time.
So, I know that people always, when I have them on the show, I love, finding out, well, what was your background? What was your path to getting to where you are today as, really an esteemed jewelry designer? Like, what was your path to becoming that? Because I'm sure there's people out there that are artists and want to be doing things that make their heart sing.
Right.
And it's so nice to be with someone who is doing that. And your jewelry brings so much joy to people.
Oh, thank you.
And when I say you love to have fun, I mean, your whole business launched on having these fabulous jewelry parties.
Yes.
And people come together, and it's more than about the jewelry. It's about friendship and love and fun, but celebrating these beautiful pieces that you make that are just one of a kind, like the one you have on today.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you. Yes.
And it's always so cool because I always feel like people always seem to buy your pieces that kind of match them, like their personality.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. In answer to your question about what led me here, I'm going to talk about that later because I want to talk about the parties.
Yeah.
Yes. I became a jewelry designer 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it the fun way.
Yeah.
I didn't want to walk into stores and go, would you like to represent my... I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, you're too out of the box for that.
No, I wanted to invite my friends over for wine and food and a lot of fun, and so they could meet other fabulous women and have a good time, whether they bought anything or not.
Right.
And I don't believe in selling.
Yeah.
They sell it to themselves.
Right.
They're at the parties, they're drinking wine, they're having fun.
Yeah.
And they're seeing jewelry on something, and they're going, oh, you got to get that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's perfect for you.
Right.
Or if you don't want it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Or I see something perfect for my cousin or my sister or my mom.
Exactly. And you've done that a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you brought so many friends too. Thank you.
Well,
I really appreciate it. That's how it happens. Friends bring friends because everybody has a great time.
But, everybody wants to come because it's a big old love fest.
It is. It's a love fest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think we have some pictures that we're putting up that are online and at the parties. Beautiful, one-of-a-kind designs. And I know people, celebrities have worn your stuff, red carpet events.
And Tyra Banks wore some of my jewelry on America's Got Talent when she was on.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
We love Tyra.
Yes.
And so she has good taste.
She's got good taste. Yes.
And, your background, which I know you don't talk a lot about, being an actress and being a writer. In fact, you now have a writing class that you put on, a master workshop. So it's something
writing group, mastermind group. Yes.
Mastermind group, right?
Yes, that started 9 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, if you notice, everything you do is around bringing people together. So you did that. You put on plays that brought people together.
Yes.
You put on a workshop called...
The Art of Having Fun.
Of course, the Art of Having Fun.
I've reinvented myself several times. I think that's part of the joy of living.
Yes.
Is discovering new gifts and talents about yourself and trying out new things. And yes, I was an actress for several years. I supported myself for 16 years. I came out kind of late. I was 30. When I came out.
And came out to L.A.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was
We got to verify that when it's me hosting it.
I know, that's fine. Yeah, but I was always interested in other stuff.
Yeah.
I started writing plays. I started writing screenplays. I had a few things optioned. I wrote and directed a play that was produced at the Tiffany Theater. And
it got optioned,
got optioned, yes, as a movie. Didn't get made, but... I still had a lot of fun.
Typical. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I won some awards, and it was a great experience for me.
Well, I know you came to LA kind of later in life, like almost 30,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And that's not easy to break into the acting business
No,
then, but you did. And like
I
you said, you
did.
worked 16 years. I was watching Pretty Woman the other night, and up came credits Minda Burr. And I'm like, what? I know there's only one Minda Burr, so it's got to be my friend
I was one
who
of the-
has never mentioned
Yeah.
that she was in Pretty Woman.
I was one of the bitchy sales ladies in Beverly Hills.
Which is so funny because,
Yeah.
like, that's not, like, at all who you are. So that's funny. That's what you were playing.
Yeah, but that's what's fun, to play the bitch.
Yeah.
Or the whore.
Yeah.
Or the trailer trash. That's the most fun, for sure.
And I know you were, like, on Charlie's Angels
Yes,
and
I go
Chips
all the way
and-
back to Chips and Charlie's
Yeah,
Angels. Yes,
how fun.
Now, people are probably guessing how old I am now.
We're going to
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
that because nobody is going to believe it. So I'm kind of saving that. So here you are. You were born in Iowa City and then grew up in
Tucson,
Arizona.
Arizona.
And I'm thinking, thank God they moved from Iowa City because I don't
Turquoise.
see you growing up in Iowa, Minda.
Oh, God, no.
But Arizona, yes,
Yes.
kind of more hippie-ish and cool.
Yeah,
and-
cowgirl.
Yeah.
Shit-kicking cowgirl.
yeah,
That's what I am.
Yeah. So growing up in Arizona was fun?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really did. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave to go to college. Everybody wanted to go to the U of A because it was a party school.
Yeah.
I am a party girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me young.
Yep.
I love being with fun people, doing
Yeah.
great things, and
Yeah.
going to concerts and plays and
Yes.
any kind of artistic endeavor.
Yeah.
And I love supporting my friends.
You are the best.
I've got so many great friends who are so
Yes.
talented, and I do love supporting my friends.
Yeah.
Those of you who are watching.
Yeah, I think that's something we so have in common, that we
Yes, we
love
do.
that. And, there's such a joy in that, in connecting people
There
and
is.
getting behind their plays and their music and their books. And, there's just a lot of joy in that. I think everybody
Yes.
should really indulge in that a bit more than they do, And,
But there's so much joy.
yes,
And,
yes.
and you learn so much.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
everyone has something new to teach you, and
Yeah.
everyone brings out a different side of your personality.
Yeah.
And you keep growing and expanding
Yeah,
because you're out there in the world.
I think you're like me, like when I go see a show, like I went and saw Wendy Hammers the other night in Tasty Words,
love
and I'm
that
like,
show.
oh my God, I'm like, these people are so gifted, they're so talented.
Yes.
I just eat it up. I just love
So
it.
much talent
Yeah.
everywhere.
And so you came here when you were 30, but I want to talk about, you also suffered a terrible tragedy that, I've known you a long time and I didn't know this. I know other people I was sharing this with that didn't know this about you. And I think it's one of the things that's really interesting about our culture is we can be friends with people.
Right.
And sometimes we don't know what challenges that they've overcome. People don't talk about it. We're always talking about what's happening really in the present day, but where have people come from? What have they been through?
Right.
Is sometimes really eye-opening.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that you'd been in a really bad car accident.
Yes. 2
Yeah.
weeks after I came out to Los Angeles, I
Wow.
was in a horrendous car wreck, and it totaled my car and it totaled my spine.
Oh my God.
And I was in such severe pain for so long. The fact that I worked was amazing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was on a lot of pain pills.
Right.
And it's the most challenging thing I've ever been through. I literally lost my entire identity because I had always been so active and so healthy.
Yeah,
and
you told
out
me-
there. And
You told me you were really athletic.
I was, yes.
You were a
I-
swimmer,
I was
a
competitive
golfer, a
swimmer,
volleyball, which I never would have
golfer.
known. Yeah.
Yeah, I competed in both very avidly.
Yeah.
And I played on volleyball teams and softball teams, and I was an athlete. So
Yeah.
to lose my physicality was
Yes, I
heartbreaking
can't
for me.
imagine. Wow.
The blessing out of it was, though, that it got me on my spiritual path.
Right.
And it got me on consciousness raising so I could learn how to heal myself.
Right.
Because I was like this. I was just
Yeah.
a freaking mess. I'd be lying there going, well, if I'm not my body and I'm not my looks and I'm not my personality and I'm not
Yeah.
my success, what am I?
Right. It made
And
you do
so-
some soul searching. And,
Oh, big time. And that I hated it at the time.
Right.
But I look back and I go, wow, that did turn out to be a blessing.
Isn't it
because it got
crazy?
me on that becoming a seeker so
Right.
early on, and doing the Course in Miracles, which
Yes.
is where I met Marianne.
Right. So let's talk about this too. When you were putting on your workshop, which is the art of having fun.
Right.
Like, who would put on that workshop? Only you, Minda. I love that. I love that. You actually met your husband in that workshop, Johnny, who we all love.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. That was the first time we met.
Yeah, what a
when
cool
he
place
came
to
to
meet
see
somebody.
me in one of my workshops, and
I mean, who wouldn't like the girl that's running the How to Have Fun workshop? You
hi,
know?
Johnny. yes. And
Yeah.
10 years later,
Yeah.
we got married.
I know you did. I
Yes.
was there. It was very exciting.
You were so there. I'm so happy you were there. And Marianne married us.
And yeah, Marianne Williamson, who's
Yes.
running for president,
Yes.
married
I
you
wanna
all
talk
on
about
this
that.
beautiful mountain in Solvang at Cat and Scott's beautiful home. It was so special. Really one of the most special weddings I have ever been to.
Best day of my life.
Next to my own,
Yes, and your wedding was
which you
fabulous,
inspired
too.
us to get married.
I loved your wedding.
And so I want to talk about the fact that nobody here would ever in a million years know that you waited till you were 69 to get married. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure people are watching going, what?
That
This
was-
woman couldn't even be 69, but that was 2 years
That
ago.
was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, a year and a half ago.
So it's never too late to find true love.
It is never too late to find true love.
Yeah.
And the great blessing beyond meeting the love of my life is that I got to marry into his family.
Yeah.
He's got the most amazing 3 grown children who I love dearly.
Yes.
And 3 beautiful grandchildren.
Yeah.
And I got to have them the easy way.
Yeah,
right?
and this is the same for me. So I got to marry into the most beautiful
Yes,
family.
yes.
Yeah, they're so awesome.
It's so,
I'm
and
so
it's
blessed.
never too late. It's never too
Never
late for
too
that.
late. Never too late. And I waited till I was 58, so that's pretty late too. And so at that wedding, which was so beautiful and so magical, you had Marianne Williamson as your
She married us.
officiate.
Yes.
And the reason that you did that is you and Marianne have been friends for more than 20 years, right?
Oh, since
Maybe-
1984. It's
Yeah,
been
okay, so
30
we won't say how many
35
years. Yeah.
35
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Yes, 35
And-
years. And I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
For the courage it takes
Yes.
to run for president.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
And did you see her town hall on
Yes.
CNN last
Yes.
Sunday?
Yes, if you haven't seen it, please check
You
it
have
out
to see
on
it.
CNN. She is the most prolific speaker of all of them debating.
Incredible.
Yeah, and speaks from a spiritual place, which is a breath of fresh air to people like myself.
Oh, the message is so profound, unlike anything on politics.
Yes.
I urge you to see it if you haven't. No matter who you think you're going to vote for right now, you've never heard anything like this in your life in
Right.
terms of her answers.
Right. So-
and I would like to say one thing.
Yes.
Because I want to support her and getting 14,000 more unique contributions to get on that debate stage at the Democratic Convention in June.
Right.
That's all she needs, even just $1 contribution.
Right.
So I'll tell you what you can do. You can go to marianne2020.com to make a
Right.
$1 donation.
And that's
or more, of
Marianne with
course.
an I.
Yes, MARIANNE.
Yeah. I've been
Yes.
following her myself for 20 years. I say
Yes.
something every day in my meditation that she teaches to people, and it's made a difference in my life. And I know she's really changed a lot of people's lives also with her books, like Return to
yeah.
Love is amazing.
Oh, yeah. And A Woman's Worth and Illuminata.
Yeah.
And she wrote a book called Healing the Soul of America, too, 20 years ago, because she knew where we were headed.
Wow.
She prophesied this, where we are right now.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, so it is really important that we have someone of that spiritual significance on the debate platform to
I agree.
raise our consciousness, to raise the conversation. So
Yes.
I agree with you, Marianne 2020. Everybody should participate in getting her on that debate stage. No
Yes.
matter who you're voting for,
Exactly.
it's important to have the debate.
I agree.
Yeah.
And to hear
Yeah.
that soul and that brilliant mind
Yes,
and that profound perspective.
yeah.
Yes.
So you must be so proud to call her your friend.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed.
Yeah. So you've known each other since you're 5.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Well, let's just stick with that. So it's very exciting what's happening in the world with the women's movement.
It really is.
I mean, I know we're both working on things to perpetuate that. And
You're the best, by the way.
Well, thanks.
What you've done to support women
Thank you.
and women's causes, humanity in general. I mean, you are such a bright light, Catherine. Thank you for all that you contribute.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I just think that right now is our time, and we can't sit on the sidelines, and we have to get in the game. And it's so important that we have females in those positions of influence right now, because as the Dalai Lama said, it is the Western women that will save the world.
Exactly.
And it's the truth, and it's real, and it's why
agree.
we have to get behind women in politics and in corporations
Yes.
and as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
All of that. It's so important. We just can't take it for granted anymore. We have to move into those positions where we are making influential decisions that affect the planet. You know, someone the other day said to me,
Yes.
we were going around a workshop, and they said, Andrea Quinn's workshop that I know.
And we love her.
Yes, we love Andrea Quinn, the Quinn Essentials. And she was asking people, you know, what would, if you had a check and you could write a check for anything, what would you do? And people said, well, I would solve homelessness, or I would solve education, or I would solve sex trafficking.
Right.
I would solve, you know, the plight of animals. And then I said, I would write the check to all the female entrepreneurs who would solve all of those problems, right?
Yes.
And that's why we need to get behind the female entrepreneurs. It's because that is who will solve all these problems that the planet's having
there's
now.
some good men out there
Environmental
too.
and
But yeah, yes.
yes, but
They have their female side well developed.
Right. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. There's so many men at the decision-making table, like 90%, that if it would be 50-50, I'm not saying get rid of the men, I'm saying give us a place at the table so that you
Yes.
have the input of the feminine energy to save the planet. So
Absolutely.
we save the environment and people and education and minorities. And you see what I'm saying? It's like
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need more women.
More women at the table. Well, look
Yeah.
what happened at the congressional election midterm.
Yeah.
Come on, all the women that got into Congress.
Yes.
There's definitely a movement going on.
Yes, there's definitely a movement going on, and we definitely want to be a part of that. So what's next for Minda Burr? So, Minda, you've led this amazing life. You've battled this terrible pain, but overcome it after 20 years. And I imagine, you know, there's always someone listening who's saying, wow, that's my story.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would like to share more about how you ever overcame the pain, because I know it didn't just go away.
No, you know what? This will be a gift to people, because I know that there are a lot of people out there that are in chronic pain.
Yes.
And they can't stand it.
Right.
Neither could I. And I judged it relentlessly. Even with my spiritual questing, I still, all of my efforts were trying to get rid of it instead of going, okay, I'm in pain right now. What's my learning here? And how can I let go of this angst that I have around it?
Right.
And I spent all my time trying to get rid of it.
Like 20 years. Yeah.
More.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at the chiropractor constantly, the acupuncture constantly, getting massages, getting Rolfing, going from this pain clinic to that pain clinic.
Right.
I was so obsessed with it.
Right.
That was my focus. I realized that was my focus. It's like the law of attraction. What you're focused on, you will create.
Or I've always heard, where the attention goes, grows.
I know. So I was like, and what you resist persists. I finally went, oh my God.
That's why.
I've got to stop focusing on this.
Right.
I stopped going to the doctor. I stopped trying to fix it. I stopped judging myself for not being able to heal it.
Wow.
I just stopped.
Right.
And I just focused on enjoying my life. Now, I never stopped enjoying my life, even with the pain.
Yeah.
Most people didn't know I was in pain.
Right.
I never stopped that or creating or anything else.
Right.
But I still had the pain.
Right.
So once I stopped focusing on it, that's when it went away.
Are you kidding? That's
No,
amazing.
it
That's
was
the
just-
best advice you could give somebody.
It was a miracle.
And people must be still sitting at home going, what do you mean if I stop focusing on it? How do I not focus on it when I'm hurting? And, I know
Yes.
you even told me this unbelievable story that you were in so much pain that you literally got on a plane and went to the Mayo Clinic.
I did.
Without an appointment, and they told you it was a year wait, and you're like, oh no, I can't wait a
I
year.
kept going back day after day after day. I was in my pajamas when I went back to the Mayo Clinic, and they finally put me on the psychiatric ward.
Because that's the only place they could put you in.
Yeah, for people with chronic pain.
Yeah.
And plus, I was a little nuts. I was like, I couldn't stand it anymore.
It was just so
I wanted to jump
debilitating.
off a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
And this was
such
all
a
because,
great thing.
for those that weren't listening before, this is all because of a car accident.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I had so lost my entire identity
Right.
and my health
Yes.
and my freedom.
You were down to 100 pounds.
I went down to 102 pounds, which
Yeah.
is 40 pounds less.
I
than I weigh
live
right
it to
now.
a woman. I say, you were down to 100 pounds. She goes, no, 102. Excuse me, 102.
But 102 pounds is not good on me.
Yeah.
And no, seriously, I was like, I was just a skeleton of my
Yeah.
former self
Wow.
in every way, psychologically, physically, everything. So
Yeah.
I know what it's like to lose everything.
Right.
And because your health is everything.
Right.
And but that was the beginning of the spiritual quest and the healing and the consciousness raising. And when I came
right.
back, that month in the psycho ward was the best thing.
Right.
It was great.
So they
Yeah.
released you, and you were able to deal with this like unbearable pain, but you were able to deal with it by the time
I
you
was
left.
able to deal with it in a
because
better
of the
way.
spiritual.
Yeah, it was the
approach.
ongoing journey of
Yes.
the expanding, just the soul's journey.
Yeah.
Because I believe it's all a soul's journey. I think
is.
this whole ride.
So-
and it goes by like that.
So you got over that obstacle by basically letting go of focusing on it. That would be the message.
did.
Then, right after you got married, you got the news about having breast cancer.
Yes.
Which is way too common these days. And it's a scary
But
diagnosis.
you know what though? I kind of handle it the same way I finally grew to handle my pain.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting it,
Yes.
I was going, okay, what do I have to learn from this?
Right.
And I decided that was a year ago. I got diagnosed a year ago. I was told that if I did not do chemo, my chances of survival were low. Mm-hmm. And I went, I knew I wasn't supposed to do it.
Yeah.
I knew that I could learn what I was supposed to learn like that.
Right.
And the main thing that I learned was I still had some regrets. Mm-hmm. I let them all go. Because
Wow.
regrets are so...
They'll kill you.
Will poison your soul.
Wow.
And I still had some regrets. I am now at a place where I've embraced my
No
entire
regrets.
life journey.
I love it.
I've embraced it all. I feel so blessed every day to be on the planet. I love the people in my life. I love what I'm doing. I celebrate every day. I really do. I probably party a little bit too much. But,
Hey, you only go around once.
but no, I just feel so incredibly blessed to still be here. And I'm in remission.
Yes.
And I
Yes,
didn't
that's
do
the
chemo,
great
I didn't
news
do
that we wanted
radiation.
to announce.
No, but I've taken very good care
Yes.
of myself, and I did supplement. And I
Right.
want to thank Kathy Painter for being my advocate.
Yeah.
She's an amazing naturopath that got me on some great supplements and supported me all of the way.
Yeah.
I've gotten so much support from so many people, so much love, and I took it in like a sponge.
And there's
love.
more and more people like yourself and my wife that have healed themselves holistically, changing the way they eat, taking the supplements, exercising, living a healthy lifestyle to get rid of those things. And
Oh yeah,
so-
you've got to take really good care of yourself. You have to honor your body
Yes,
tremendously.
yes.
And I think I'm going to end up being healthier in my elder years, which apparently I'm already in.
Who would know? Who would know?
Than I would have been had I not been diagnosed.
And the thing is that what we're saying is about the holistic living. But I think one of the key things that you did here and with your back pain that you were talking about was your ability to let go. And if there's one message in this entire program for people to learn from you, is about that letting go, that step of letting go,
that
forgiving
surrender.
whatever's happened in your life, forgiving people, forgiving yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what too?
And marrying a wonderful person.
And marrying a great guy.
Having love in your life every day is a healer.
Oh, my God.
My friend BJ always says,
so
love is a
great.
healer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed. I've got the best husband in the world. That's what I feel.
Yep.
And the best friends in the world. Everybody should feel that way, right?
Yes, everyone should
And
feel
family.
that way.
And I want to shout out to my darling Tracy out there, who's the daughter I have had for 20 years.
Yeah.
As a soul daughter.
Soul daughter.
Soul daughter. She lost her mom when she was in her 20s, and I never had children of my own.
Yeah.
And by choice.
Yeah.
Somehow my soul knew I was going to be marrying Johnny later with his children. But we've been together as mother and daughter for 20 years now.
Yeah. And sometimes it's nice when you can choose your family. You know, it's a blessing.
Sometimes it's better.
Most of the time.
Yes.
Well, from the workshop of the art of having fun to your amazing writing abilities, your acting, and now your incredible jewelry designing business.
I love it.
I think your life has been full and rich and amazing and will continue to be.
Thank you.
And you are a blessing in the life of everybody that you meet, Minda.
Thank you, Catherine.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I feel the same way about
Fabulous,
you. I
fabulous
love you.
lady. Love
I
you
love
too.
You, love you, love you.
I love you too.
Yes. And
Well,
I'm online now, too.
You are at Minda Burr Jewelry. That's BURR, mindaburrjewelry.com. And so we hope they'll check you out. We hope they'll go to Marianne 2020 to register to get behind her, Marianne Williamson, for the debates. And just whatever you're doing, get off the sidelines and do something amazing for someone else today. Make it a great week, and hugs and happiness.